Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive into the unsettling. Today, we're stepping into the shadows. We're narrating three chilling true stories. These are about how everyday situations, things you might do any day, can suddenly become, well, traps, unexpected danger.
Indeed. And what's really fascinating or maybe disturbing about these accounts is how predators use, basic human nature against us. Our compassion, our daily routines, even just trying to buy something. These aren't always like huge dramatic events unfolding. Sometimes it's just quiet moments that spiral very quickly.
Exactly. So get ready. We want these stories to make you think, maybe look twice next time you're out. We're exploring that very thin line between feeling safe and finding yourself in real peril. Let's get into the first one. Okay, our first story takes us to New York City. Bustling streets, late on a Saturday night. The person telling the story, they describe themselves as pretty sensitive, observant. They just finished dinner with friends. Coming out of the subway, they see this young woman, early 20s maybe, and she's visibly pregnant, leaning against a wall, crying. And here's the thing, it was cold, like 12 degrees Fahrenheit, but she's only wearing a t-shirt.
Right. That immediately pulls at your empathy, doesn't it? Someone seemingly so vulnerable, especially in those conditions. It's a classic setup, exploiting kindness.
Totally. So the girl, she sees them looking, comes over, says her name's Katie, claims she's 7 months pregnant, homeless, and all she wants is a hot drink from a nearby shop. Just wants to warm up. Now, the narrator, they want to help, sure, but they're also tired, want to get home. So they offer her cash. Pulls out a 20, and when they take out their wallet, Katie gets a clear look, sees hundreds of dollars, credit cards, everything. But she says no to the cash, declines it, insists she'd really prefer the hot drink, and asks the narrator to, walk with her.
Okay, hold on. Refusing the cash, that's a huge red flag. Someone genuinely in need, especially in that cold, would likely take the money. Her insistence on being accompanied, that suggests the goal isn't just help, it's luring, moving the target somewhere else, somewhere less public.
Yeah, the narrator felt that too.
Yeah.
Bit off. They kept offering cash, saying they needed to go, but Katie kept pushing, saying the shop was just a few blocks away. She even started getting annoyed when they wouldn't go with her. Finally, the narrator just says, look, sorry, wish you well, and starts walking away. But that feeling, curiosity, maybe suspicion, they stopped and watched her. And Katie. She doesn't walk towards the coffee shop she mentioned. Nope. Complete opposite direction.
Ah, so the gut feeling was right.
Absolutely. So the narrator follows, keeping distance, using the crowds for cover. Watches Katie turn onto the street they knew was seriously shady, dark, empty. And she ducks into an alley. The narrator creeps up, very carefully peers around the corner, and sees Katie at the end of the alley, with 3 men and another woman, standing near a small U-Haul van.
Wow. Okay, so definitely not just looking for a coffee.
Not even close. They overhear the group arguing. Someone says, next time you wear the t-shirt in the freezing cold.
Yeah.
And it didn't work on the other one last night either.
The other one, so it is a routine,
Yeah.
a practice scam.
Yeah. Then a man's voice demanding, you need to be more convincing. And Katie yells back, I'm wearing a fucking pregnant belly. How much more convincing can I get? And right then, the narrator sees her take it off. A fake pregnant belly.
Oh, my God.
Her heart just sank. Realized he almost walked straight into, well, who knows what, but nothing good.
That's incredibly calculated. The staging, the multiple people, the prop. It's not just begging, it's a coordinated ambush relying on deception.
The narrator just backed away quickly, got to a crowded street, called a friend who grew up there. The friend's like, yeah, I've heard of stuff like that. Confirmed it wasn't some isolated thing.
Yeah.
They still wonder, though, if robbery was the only goal, why didn't she grab the wallet when it was out? They walk past that area almost daily now, never seen her again. But whatever that group was planning, yeah, definitely not good.
A chilling reminder to trust that inner voice when something feels off, even if you can't immediately say why.
Absolutely. And speaking of routines, our next story shifts gears. From a public street scam to something closer to home. It shows how even our simple, everyday habits, things we do without thinking, can sometimes make us vulnerable.
That's right. Routines create predictability. And predictability, unfortunately, can be exploited by someone watching. What feels like safe, normal behavior to us, well, it can become an opening for someone with bad intentions.
This story takes place in a small 2-floor house. Pretty normal setting. 2 main entrances. The narrator and her husband had this routine with their dog. He was getting older, had bad hips. So instead of the side laundry room door, which had a big step, they started using the front door. Easier for him. They'd hook his collar onto a long lead attached to a pipe on the corner of the house. Let him wander the front yard a bit.
A common solution, making things easier for the pet. But it establishes a very specific pattern. Out the front, hook up, wait.
Exactly. So one night, around midnight, the narrator's home alone, just her and the dog.
Yeah.
She does the routine, hooks him up outside, closes and locks the front door, goes to the kitchen. A few minutes later, she hears the scratch at the door, the usual signal he wants back in.
Yeah.
But this time, she said, it just felt different. Something was off.
That intuition again, that subconscious awareness picking up on something subtle, it's so vital.
It really was. She has this habit, she says, from watching too many scary movies. Always looks through the people. So she looks. And it's not the dog. It's a man. Standing right there on the porch, staring very, very intently at the door handle.
Wow. Just staring at the handle.
Yeah, she froze. Her hand was still on the handle inside. Just total shock. Then after a second, another scratch comes. Louder this time. That kind of jolted her. She grabs her phone, calls her husband. He's confused, obviously, but says he's heading home straight away.
Good. Okay, husband's on the way. But the dog.
That's what hit her next. Oh my God, the dog is still out there with him. She creeps over to the side door, the laundry room one, cracks it open slowly, can't see the dog, and the side yard is all gravel. No way to step out quietly. He'd hear her for sure.
Right, trapped inside, essentially.
But she goes back to the front door. Peephole. Tries to keep watching the guy. He's still there. Head bowed now, but still looking right at the doorknob. She thought about calling the police then, but she hesitated. She thought, well, he's just standing there, right? What are they going to do?
That's a common reaction, unfortunately, the normalization of threat. We often wait for overt aggression, but sometimes the quiet intensity is the aggression.
She even tried to take a picture through the people with her phone, but it wouldn't focus properly, just got the glass. Then suddenly the man looks up. Straight up. Directly at the people. She swears he knew she was watching him, just glared. And then he opened his mouth and showed this grin. She described it as taunting, malicious.
Oh, that's terrifying. That's not just trespassing. That's deliberate intimidation, a power play. He wants her to be scared.
He just stood there like that for a few seconds, grinning, then turned and slowly, deliberately walked down the street. She just stayed frozen, expecting him to suddenly charge back, start pounding on the door.
That psychological impact is profound. He didn't need to break in to terrorize her.
Thankfully, her husband got there just minutes later. They called the police immediately. Then they went out looking for the dog. Found him safe, thankfully, but in a neighbor's yard. And they saw why. The guy had cut the end of the dog's lead, just sliced right through it.
So he definitely had a knife or some kind of cutting tool, which makes the whole encounter even more sinister.
Exactly. It's been 3 years. They moved, though, for other reasons, but the police never found anyone. Ever since that night, though, they still walk the dog, long walks, but always, always before the sun goes down.
A small change in routine, born from a terrifying experience, a form of what security experts call target hardening, adapting to a perceived vulnerability.
Such a creepy story. The boldness of it. Okay, our final story tonight. This one touches on something lots of us do, buying or selling things online. Meeting up with strangers.
Right. And the standard advice is always meet in a public place, which is generally good advice. But this story shows how even that safety measure can be, well, circumvented, used as the start of a trap, not the end of one.
So our narrator here is 18, living in a new city, looking for a laptop. A friend connects him with another friend who's selling one. Good specs, decent price. The plan, meet in a public place, simple enough. Narrator brings the cash. Seems fine.
Standard procedure so far.
But then the seller shows up, and he's in a car. Full of, as the narrator puts it, some sketchy-looking people. Seller gets out, comes over, says, oh, I don't actually have the laptop with me. They just dropped me off. Then asks the narrator for a ride to go pick it up.
Okay, there's the deviation. The plan changes immediately. The public meeting is instantly undermined. And the car full of sketchy people is a massive warning sign.
The narrator definitely felt it. Said he had a fishy feeling right away.
Yeah.
But he's young. He's a big, strong guy, he says, and is a friend of a friend, right?
Yeah.
So, against his better judgment, he agrees to give him a ride.
That friend of a friend thing, it creates a false sense of security. It lowers your guard just enough. And ignoring that initial fishy feeling is often when things start to go wrong.
So they're driving. Narrator says he's a safe driver, always checking his mirrors. And the passenger, the seller, suddenly gets all anxious and says, hey, don't worry about them following us. I just owed them some money. When you buy the laptop, I'll just pay him back. And the narrator looks in his mirror and realizes, oh my God, the car following them. It's the same car that dropped the seller off, full of those 5 sketchy guys.
Boom. Red flag city, as he put it. The lie confirms the suspicion.
Totally.
Yeah.
It became extremely obvious, he said. They were planning to rob him. The public meet was just a lure to get him isolated in his own car. Now, interestingly, he said he didn't freak out. He was actually quite clear-headed, just thought, oh shit, okay, so this is what's going down.
That ability to stay calm, assess the situation quickly, that's crucial. He's entered what we might call the ODA loop, observe, orient, decide, act. He observed the threat, oriented to the reality of the ambush. Now he needs to decide and act.
He knows he's driving through a kind of secluded area now.
Yeah.
Can't just stop and kick the guy out. What if he pulls a weapon? Or if they struggle, the friends of the car behind will catch up instantly. His goal shifts. Get somewhere public. Now.
Smart. Deny them the isolated location they're trying to force him into.
He's following the seller's directions, supposedly to this apartment complex where the laptop is. All the while, scanning, looking for any crowded place to pull over, but he's running out of time. They reach the entrance to the apartment complex, and the followers are, quote, right on my ass. Stopping there is not an option. They'd be boxed in. So what does he do? He floors it, guns it right past the entrance, accelerates hard to get some distance. The passenger starts yelling, whoa, whoa, you just missed the entrance.
He's breaking their script, doing the unexpected.
The car behind speeds up too, trying to close the gap. Then the narrator slams on his brakes, hard, hoping to maybe stop quick, shove the guy out. But they're still too close behind. He glances in the rearview mirror, sees the looks on their faces. They know he's onto them. The jig was up, he said. They're scrambling, trying to figure out their next move.
That moment of hesitation from the attackers, that's his window.
Exactly. In that split second of their indecision, he guns it again, whips the car into a U-turn, and just accelerates like crazy, puts serious distance between them. Passenger is still screaming the whole time. After getting maybe a few hundred yards ahead, he slams the brakes again, pulls over sharp, turns to the passenger, uses the most, intimidating voice he can muster and yells, I know what the fuck's up. Get the hell out of my car right now.
Wow. Assertiveness. Taking control back. That sudden aggression can completely derail an attacker's confidence, especially when their backup isn't right there. It's a dynamic disengagement. Risky, but decisive.
In the passenger. He doesn't act surprised or innocent. He just sits there for a beat, weighing his options, looks at the narrator, looks back for his friends, sees they're still way behind. Then he gives this little knowing smirk, like, all right, you got me, worth a try, and just gets out of the car.
That smirk says everything, doesn't it? Confirmation.
Narrator peels out immediately. Just as the friends finally pull up, he sees them in the mirror, totally pissed, yelling, waving their arms like, get him! The guy jumps in their car. They follow for a little bit, but the narrator heads straight towards a really busy public intersection. And they just give up. They knew they couldn't try anything there.
Smart move. Using the public space as a shield, exactly what they tried to prevent him from doing earlier. He turned their tactic against them.
And there you have it. 3 pretty harrowing stories, right?
Yeah.
Each one a stark warning. Shows how easily, how quickly things can go wrong. Sometimes it's this elaborate deception. Sometimes it's just chilling opportunity.
And if you connect them, you see patterns. The importance of trusting that gut feeling, that intuition, cannot be overstated. It's not just anxiety. It's your brain processing danger cues. Also, notice the recurring tactic. Moving the victim. From the street to an alley, from the porch potentially inside, from a public meet to a secluded road. Recognizing that attempt to isolate you is critical.
So thinking about these situations, what can people, listening right now actually do? How do we balance being helpful or just going about our day with staying safe?
That's the key question, isn't it? It starts with situational awareness. Don't just walk around on autopilot. Notice things that seem out of place, the person dressed wrong for the weather, the car that seems to be following, the sudden change in plans. Also, have a basic what-if plan. If someone approaches you aggressively, what's your immediate action? If you feel threatened in your car, where's the nearest police station or well-lit, busy area? Just mentally rehearsing can make a huge difference. And maybe don't be too predictable. Vary your routes sometimes, your timing. Simple things can disrupt someone who might be observing your routine.
So it's about being aware, having a plan, and not being afraid to prioritize your safety over, say, politeness or convenience if something feels wrong.
Exactly. Be present, question anomalies, trust your instincts. Your safety comes first.
Some really valuable insights there. We really hope these stories haven't just, given you chills, but also offered something useful. A reminder of dangers that can hide in plain sight. Thank you so much for joining us on this unsettling exploration today. If you find yourself drawn to true horror, real-life crime stories like these, please do remember to like this, share it with someone who might find it interesting, and definitely subscribe to our channel, Horror Docs. We've got more chilling content coming. Until next time, stay safe out there, stay aware, and keep those eyes peeled.